Refugees International is an independent humanitarian organization that advocates for better support for displaced people and stateless people. It does not accept any United Nations government funding. Refugees International's advocacy addresses resource needs and policy changes by government and UN agencies that improve conditions for refugees and displaced people. Some notable board members include Queen Noor, Richardson, and Matt Dillon, as well as past members as George Soros, Holbrooke, and Sam Waterston. The organization is based in Washington, D.C. Mission: Refugees International advocates for life-saving assistance and protection for displaced people and promotes solutions to displacement crises. History: Refugees International was founded by Sam Waterston in 1979 as a citizens' movement to protect Indo-Chinese refugees. Sam Waterston resided in Tokyo and Singapore in the first vital year of Refugees International. In Washington, D.C., the founding director of Refugees International was Diane L. Lawson, who incorporated Refugees International in the U.S. and oversaw of the first public actions taken by Refugees International. A full-page ad in the Washington Post, July 19, 1979, in which Refugees International requested that the executive and legislative branches of the U.S. government act to rescue Vietnamese and Cambodians at sea. On the day the ad appeared in the Washington Post, Sam Waterston and Diane L. Lawson were part of a peaceful candlelit march led by then-Senator Paul Simon and the singer Joan Baez, for the Lincoln Memorial to the north side of the White House. At the end of that march, the crowd sang "Amazing Grace," and much to the crowd's surprise, President Jimmy Carter strode out from the doors of the White House and announced that he had just ordered the U.S. 7th Fleet to pick up all refugees on boats who were fleeing from Southeast Asia for freedom. Refugees International, powered by only volunteers at its beginning, grew to high-paid staff and expanded scope beyond Southeast Asia in 1990 and advocated for protection for Liberian refugees in Guinea and Kuwaitis in the Iraq-Jordan desert. Today, Refugees International conducts around 15 field missions to identify displaced people's needs for basic services such as food, water, health care, housing, access to education and protection from harm. Based on the field findings in humanitarian emergencies, they advocate to policymakers and aid agencies to improve the lives of displaced people around the world and urge the strategic benefits of a continuation of United States funding for foreign aid. The organization currently focuses their work on displacement crises in and around Colombia, Democratic Republic of Congo, Mali, Myanmar, Somalia, South Sudan, and Syria. Independence: Refugees International does not accept any government or UN funding, allowing their advocates to be independent. Rather, leverages donations from individuals, foundations, and corporations. Leadership: Michelle Gabodin, president since September 2010, previously served in the office of the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees as the regional representative for the United States and the Caribbean. Dan Glickman was president for only 3 months, from April 1, 2010, until June 2010, when he resigned. A former United States Secretary of Agriculture, U.S. Representative, Chairman, CEO of the Motion Picture Association of America, Kenneth Bacon, became president in 2001 and led the organization until he died in August 2009. Lionel Rosenblatt, a former U.S. State Department desk officer for Asia, first president, still serves as President Emeritus.